Good morning, Northwest Oklahoma. This is Joe Parsons, Morning Radio. Um, Working on some equipment here and just doing a quick test.
Stand by a second.
Okay.
Okay, I've got audio.
Good morning, Northwest Oklahoma. This is Joe Parsons, Morning Radio here on KLV. Apologize for getting a little bit of a late start, having some equipment delay this morning. Um, but I do want to come on and talk a little bit about this week is 4th of July week, and it's going to be a great week in Northwest Oklahoma. Uh, 4th of July to me is one of my absolutely favorite holidays. Anybody who knows me knows that I am a very patriotic, and it's a holiday that I like to celebrate very much so. You know, I believe that we are all very fortunate to be able to call the United States of America home, and that we all should be excited to celebrate our wonderful country. Of course, there are things that may not be perfect about our country, things that we may not love about our country, but at the end of the day, we are still very lucky to call the United States of America our home, and we should be proud um, to live here. Now, I want to talk, a little bit about the origin of Independence Day. July 4th, 1777, the Declaration of Independence adoption. Um, you know, it's crazy to think the confidence and the pride that the our founding fathers had to have to create a new country, and what they were thinking, and to create a free country where people can do as they please. And it's a completely amazing thing to live in the United States. Like, it's something I almost have a hard time talking about. I almost get emotional thinking about it. Now, I do have a couple of trivia questions here, a few of them about the 4th of July. Which city hosted the first organized 4th of July celebration? The answer to that is Philadelphia. What year did the 4th become a federal holiday? 1860. And how many hot dogs are consumed on the 4th of July in the United States each year? About 150. Now, going on Northwest Oklahoma, there are events all over. I do want to talk a little bit about starting the 3rd of July. The Tacoma Fire Department puts on a wonderful event, the Tacoma 3rd of July celebration, which is an event that I look forward to every single year. Um, those folks in Tacoma put a lot into planning the event there. They have different things going on pretty much all day, and food trucks and different vendors there at the Tacoma. I believe it's at the park, and then at dark they have a wonderful fireworks show. So the 3rd of July, make plans to go to Tacoma and watch their 3rd of July spectacular put on by the Tacoma Volunteer Fire Department. They put a lot of time into that, and it's a good fundraiser for them. So go and make a donation to the local fire department there and enjoy the fireworks. And then the 4th of July in Northwest Oklahoma, there's going to be two celebrations um, that I know of. Um, Winoka, the Main Street, I believe, and the Chamber of Commerce are working together to have the Winoka 4th of July celebration. They have events during the day along with a fireworks show. And then the show I'll talk probably the most about is the Alva fireworks show, and the Alva Fireworks Show is put on by the Rotary Club with help from the city of Alva to help fund the fireworks. And then the Little Red Hens have um, things going on at Hatfield Park. I'm super excited for this year for it to be the first 4th of July in 8 years in Alva to have a swimming pool, and the swimming pool will be open. That is something that is a core memory of mine from the 4th of July is going to the park and playing the games and then having a day of swimming at the swimming pool. And it was always a super fun day. And so definitely go down to the park, I believe starting at 10 a.m. They have different blow up blow ups for the kids, bounce houses, and then I believe there's a cornhole tournament and all different types of things planned. The hot dog feed, and that's all organized by the volunteer group, the Little Red Hens. After you get done there, check out the new Corey Washburn Family Memorial Swimming Pool. Like I said, it's an absolutely beautiful facility. It will be open on the 4th of July. And then at dark around normally around 10 p.m. Um, they do fireworks out at the Alva Recreational Complex, and I'm kind of excited for this year. I was able to go to fireworks training as I'm working on getting my license. That's something I did learn that you can't just shoot fireworks off without a license. You have to go through a training program and do so many shows to be able to get your license to be able to shoot the commercial fireworks. But this year will be my first year helping with that as I'm working towards becoming a licensed fireworks operator, and it's going to be a great show. I was down last week whenever they were delivered, and guys, there's a ton of fireworks there. um, I had never seen so many fireworks in my life. It is absolutely incredible the show that Alva puts on, and I don't know if anyone's been outside of Oklahoma for 4th of July, but Alva, Tacoma, and Carmen put on a incredible show. I remember one year that I missed Alva's show. There's only one year that I can remember that I missed it. I was in Washington D.C. for the 4th of July, and I watched the show at Washington, and it was a really neat experience being able to see the fireworks over all the monuments in the background. But I will tell you, as far as quality of show goes, our shows here in Northwest Oklahoma are just as good, if not maybe a little bit better than the show I saw in Washington. And I think part of that is here we're able to get somewhat close to the fireworks. We're out there, you're miles away, and really made me appreciate the shows that we have here in Northwest Oklahoma. So I definitely recommend you come out and check it out. I will be one of the ones that's helping shoot them, and like I said, super excited for that. So check out the Alva Fourth of July show, and check out all the events that are going on in the park, and then the Carmen, um, which I believe is done by the fire department over there as well, has the Carmen Fifth of July show, which is always a really nice show. And they have events going on throughout the day with food trucks. So check them out. And there's information on Facebook on all these events, on the all the events we've talked about that has schedules and what all is going on. But it's going to be a great Fourth of July in Northwest Oklahoma, and we are super excited to celebrate the Fourth of July this year. So I do want to talk a little bit about some barbecue tips and tricks. That's one holiday that everybody likes to barbecue. I know I am a fan of grilling out on the Fourth of July, and so here are some tips and tricks that I found that I thought were kind of interesting. One being, don't grill cold meat. Let meat sit at room temperature for about 20 to 30 minutes before grilling. Cold meat doesn't cook evenly and can dry out before the center is done. So try to let your steaks or your hamburgers come to room temperature before you put them on the grill. It'll help with a better product, more even cooking. Um, Two, and this might seem like I'm being Captain Obvious here, but season generously. A little salt, pepper, and your favorite dry rub at least 30 minutes before grilling. It's important to let the steaks or hamburgers really have time to absorb that flavor. And number three, which is a food safety deal, use a meat thermometer to get the perfect doneness and just avoid guessing. Meat thermometers are very reasonably priced and can be bought at Walmart. Um, some of the recommended temperatures are chicken 165 degrees, beef burgers 160, steaks 130 degrees for medium rare, 145 for medium, and then pork 145. When you're setting up your grill, um, set up different heat zones, one hot side for searing and one cooler side for slow cooking. This can help you avoid burning your food, and it gives you a little bit more control. Another tip that is often forgotten about is let meat rest after grilling, especially on steaks. Let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes before cutting into it to let the juices redistribute. The steaks will be juicier and more flavorful that way. Um, Something that oftentimes is when you're thinking the grill, you're thinking steaks, hamburgers, hot dogs, pork chops. We don't often think about fruits and veggies, but the grill can be a great option for vegetables. If you toss some vegetables in olive oil, salt, pepper, and put them on skewers or even in a grill basket to prevent them from falling through the grates, it can make a really great product of grilled vegetables. And then try grilling some fruit. Pineapple, peaches, and watermelon. Whenever you grill them, they kind of caramelize, and they make great desserts or side dishes. And if you've never tried it, they're really good. The last tip that I have for you on grilling is clean your grill while it's hot. Use a wire brush right after grilling to keep the grates clean, and then a slice of onion on tongs um, works well to as a natural cleaner for your grill. Um, and now I do want to talk a little bit about some fireworks tips as you are buying fireworks and lighting fireworks off this Fourth of July season. Alva does have two stands: Shoot the Moon Fireworks, which is down at Keltner's RV Park, and then the TNT Fireworks stand out by Walmart. Both of those are great stands to purchase fireworks. Um, my first tip for fireworks is be respectful of your neighbors. You know, you have every right to celebrate, and I want everybody to celebrate. But just remember to be respectful to your neighbors. Some people may have um, issues that the fireworks, the sounds of them, um, can can be upsetting. And then also people have pets. Um, so just be thinking about that on how late you're going with your fireworks. Um, the second tip I have is, make sure that you're just extremely careful with sparklers. Sparklers can burn over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and always make sure if your children are watching them, never let them handle them unsupervised. Sparklers are actually one of the more dangerous fireworks, and although it looks as something simple, and a lot of kids like to use, those can be extremely dangerous. Of course, keep a bucket of water nearby. You never know when you're going to have a fire or an accident, and a bucket of water or a hose can help extinguish those before it becomes a problem. Light one firework at a time. Never light multiple fireworks at once. Light them one at a time and step back. That's just a little safety um, tip there. When you're trying to light multiple, there's a larger chance that you're going to run into a problem. And then never relight a dud. Say you light a firework and it doesn't go off, don't try to relight it. Soak it in water and dispose of it safely. And remember, fireworks can go off at any time if they didn't go off. If it was a dud, there might be something there eventually that triggers it. So if you do have a dud of a firework, make sure that you soak it in water. That way you won't have to worry about it. Um, Whenever you're lighting fireworks, make sure you're in a clear, open outdoor space away from homes, cars, trees, dry glass, or flammable materials. We've been very thankful this year to have plenty of rain, and that's something that I'm very glad that we were able to have. And so it should be a pretty safe fireworks season as far as fire concerned, but still be very, very careful. And then make sure to protect your eyes and ears. You only have one set of each, so make sure they're protected. Um, Especially young children, ear protection is something to consider as fireworks can be extremely, extremely loud. So, guys, it's going to be a great 4th of July season here in Alba. Um, I recommend you check out all the events I've talked about. I am going to go to a quick commercial break, and then I will be back. We are back, guys. Something I do want to remind you about going on today at lunch is the Chamber Chat, which is a show with Ben Buckland and Jody Brott, will take place at Holders. It's going to be a great show. They're going to be giving away a, Blackstone Grill that's been part of our promotion with Holder Drug. So make sure to tune in here on Facebook or on the uh, listen to the radio there to be able to listen who the winner of the Blackstone Grill that we've been uh, doing a promotion with Holder Drug to give away. And how that worked was if you made a purchase at Holder Drug, you could enter in to win. So make sure to tune in to the Chamber Chat with Ben Buckland and Jody Brott talking about what's going on this week. They're going to have some more detailed information on the 4th of July events here in Northwest Oklahoma at lunch. And they're going to be talking about that. And then also, they're going to be giving away the Blackstone Grill. So make sure to be listening and see if maybe you were able to be the winner. KLV likes to do giveaways all the time and in different promotions. So be watching as we do more of those. We are super um, excited to be part of the Alva community and love doing all different types of promotions. So I do want to talk a little bit, some little known facts about the Declaration of Independence. Um, it actually wasn't signed by all delegates on July 4th. It took 2 weeks to get done, which honestly, thinking about modern day government, that's pretty amazing they were able to accomplish that in 2 weeks. Now it takes 2 weeks to get anything done in government. So um, John Adams thought July 2nd should be celebrated and not the 4th. And then the original document is stored at the National Archives in DC. Some fun facts is the oldest signer of the um, Declaration of Independence was Benjamin Franklin, age 70, and the youngest was Edward Rutledge, age 26. Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, also, fun fact, died on the same day, July 4th, 1826. So those are some fun facts on the 4th of July. Guys, it's been a little bit of a shorter show as we've had some technical difficulties, but I want to wish you all a happy and a happy and safe 4th of July from your friends here at KLV radio station. We're happy to be Northwest Oklahoma's radio station. And I want to give you a quick weather update before we go back to music. It's currently 72 degrees and cloudy here in Alva with a high of 91 and a low of 70 degrees. So should be a fairly nice day out there. Make sure to put your sunscreen on and stay cool. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been Joe Parsons, Morning Radio.